Welcome to Dad Guide, I'm Cooper, and today we're reviewing Ocean World in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. So this is a popular cruise destination. A lot of ships come into this area, so is it worth it if you're going to be on an excursion, or if you're staying in Puerto Plata, is this spot going to be worth the money and your time? So when you start off, it's about a 15-minute drive from the downtown, or a bus ride from the cruise port to Ocean World. So not very long. It's not a huge winding drive, so that is a huge plus when you're spending a day somewhere. You want to be able to get there fast and enjoy your time there. So that is definitely not a huge distance that you're going to have to travel. On your way there, you're going to come in underneath a little bit of a waterfall. Very cool. You're going to park, and then you're going to come into a little bit of a show that they do if you're on a tour. And it's just a little dance. They're going to have some samples for you, just a typical kind of excursion touristy stuff. But overall, very nice, very welcoming, so I enjoyed that. At the very start of your day, when you get to Ocean World, there is a map. I highly recommend take a picture of this map because it also has all of the events for the day, because at Ocean World they do a lot of events with their animals. So if you're going to be there for the full day, you're going to want to take in these shows, so they have them right there. They're going to have the sea lion show. They have a nurse shark show. They obviously have a dolphin show. That is what this place is known for. It's one of the largest dolphin aquariums, open air aquariums in the world. So that is something you're definitely going to want to check out. So after you take that picture of the map, you're going to kind of tour around. They have a few different things. If you want a locker, get it at the beginning. You can put all your stuff there. There is a small charge for it, but they do give the majority of the money back. It's kind of a deposit, but they keep about 50% of it. Now, for the overall cost of going to Ocean World, for adults is about $80 American. Children is around $69 American for just your pass. So what does the pass include? It's going to include their aqua park, any of the shows, and it's going to include snorkeling and any wandering through the facility. They have the bird exhibit, which is so cool just to go through, but we'll talk about that more in a little bit. If you want to do any of the animal encounters, they call it, if you want to sit with the sea lions, if you want to go swim with the dolphins, that is an additional charge. It can range anywhere from 200 American additional per person to 140 American. Depends on exactly who you're booking it through and at what point of the day you're going. And it kind of seems to fluctuate on demand because it did change throughout the day. If you do want these things, they do fill up, so it is best to book it in advance if it's a busy day. If it's a little quieter, they did have openings the same day if you wanted to do the dolphins, but the sea lions were completely booked up, so that wasn't on the table. Now, overall, the shows, they're very unique, they're very cool. These animals are treated very well, it looks like, so I definitely appreciated that. Highly recommend looking at the sea lion show. The nurse shark show was cool as well, not as fun as the sea lion, but still very unique. And then the dolphin show is a can't miss. They do have multiple different snorkeling spots. So you have a bigger tank. They do it in basically one lap, or roughly 15 minutes it seems. But if you go back later, you can go again, but they do make you get out. So you can't just stay in and do circles and circles and circles. You can get out, go back in, which is nice. So if you want to experience this many times, you can. The fish in there were very cool, and it is a controlled environment. So if you're a little nervous snorkeling in open ocean, this is going to be a great spot just for you to get that taste of what it is in the ocean. As far as the kids spots go, they do have, basically it's at 4 and older. They have a height gauge for what they want for kids, but they didn't seem to enforce it. But they do have a little snorkeling spot for children. If your son is about the same age as mine, when we went, he was just turned 4, so he wasn't really into snorkeling, but he loved to go in the water. He could swim around with the fish. They provided life jackets there, so it was very cool, and he really enjoyed it. So that is something that you can do. They do make the kid leave even after it seemed 10 to 15 minutes. Same as the other aquarium, even though there was 0 other kids waiting or in the aquarium. So just keep that in mind. If they start whistling at you, I was very confused, but they're just telling you, hey, you have to go. But like the other one, they can come back and do it again later. So that was something I really enjoyed as well. The dolphin show seems to be around lunchtime typically. It was at noon when we were there. So one of the things I recommend is, it was starting to rain when we were there. So we went up to the lunch spot, got a bite, and you can see the show all from under the roof canopy, and you can enjoy some food. You don't have to go to the stands. You can see it all from up there. So we really enjoyed that. We had a bite to eat while we watched the show. I saw this in another video. They recommend doing it, and I highly recommend it too, because it's just, you're gonna avoid the lines that way. You're not gonna have to wait at the dolphin show, and then if you want to go get food after, you have to go and get food. The food is not included in your tour price, so that is an additional cost, to be prepared for that. A reasonable kind of touristy price on it. Roughly for the three of us, it ended up being about 45 American. So just keep that in mind, that you will be paying for that as well. Another thing I really liked about Ocean World, it's very big. So even though there's a lot of people there, they break it out and spread it out nicely. So for example, they have the lovebird enclosure. So you can go in, you can feed the birds. This is all included in your tour price. They'll give you the food, you can go in. They don't really have a time limit in there, so you can spend as much time as you want. But if you keep going back for food, eventually they won't give you any more food. So that's kind of, I think, their subtle way of saying, hey, it's time to move on. But this was amazing. You'll have 10, 15 birds land on you. So if you're scared of that, don't go in there. But we absolutely love this. And then when you go to the next section in the bird exhibit, there's some macaws, just other very beautiful birds that you get to see. And as you're walking around, you're going to see there's different animals. They have iguanas, there's some turtles, just different stuff that you get to experience. Another thing that's really nice about this spot is they have the aqua park. So you can go down, the water is really nice. You can go for a swim, it's all enclosed. There's different things you can climb on, jump off, all that kind of stuff. And this is also included. It's a very nice beach. So if you are there, for pretty much an entire day, there's different things you can do throughout the day. You don't always have to be walking around and swimming or going with animals. You can kind of go lounge at the beach, and that was very cool as well. So overall, our day at Ocean World was our favorite day of our cruise. This is highly worth it. This is by far the best excursion to an aquarium kind of park that I've been to. I highly recommend it. There's so many animals. They have tons of dolphins. And just the overall experience, there's nothing where you're gonna be like, oh, I'm done early, I wanna go back to my hotel or my cruise ship. This is by far a spot where you can spend in the entire day and really enjoy it. So if you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.